Hello everyone and welcome back to Fat Mode of Wargaming. We got another battle report for you today. We got my Disciples of Tzeentch against
my Thricefold again.
Yes, so the Thricefold that's ignoring Rend 1.
Yeah.
Which is the highest Rend in my army, which should be great. So yeah, it was one that was asked for in the comments. The army review of the Tzeentch list went up, or everything I've got Tzeentch wise went up a couple of days ago. One of the comments wanted to see this against the Thricefold, so we put this up for you. We're playing Total Conquest.
Total Conquest
in the realm of Gairan as well. Not that's probably going to have a huge effect in the game because we're not taking the artifact. The spell, we've probably got better ones in our lures to spell. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so we'll get the army set up on the table, run you through the lists. Mine's cooler because he's got a Vortex Beast. So we'll get down on the table, show you them, and we'll go from there. See you in a bit, guys. Right, so this is my 2K of Disciples of Tzeentch. We've got Kairos today. So he's got his War Scroll spell, which does, when he's unwounded, a flat 6 mortal wounds. And if he kills anything with that, he turns him into a spawn, which is awesome. He's also going to know the Treason of Tzeentch spell. We've got a Changecaster, who knows the Channel Pink Fire. And he's also going to know Bolt of Tzeentch as well. We've got the Magister on Disc, who knows his spell, which again does D3 mortal wounds if it kills anything, turns him into a spawn. He's also going to know Arcane Suggestion. We've got the Fate Master, who is the General. We're running in Host Arcanum, so he's got the Fang Circlet artifact, which gives him a free summon of 6 Screamers in my hero phase. And then we've got a Blue Scribes, and they obviously once per turn can cast a spell on a 2+, and it just can't be unbound. And they know the Firestorm of Tzeentch spell. So we've got the Umbral Spell Portals, the Ravanax Gnashing Jaws, and the Suffocating Gravetide. And then battle line wise, we've got a unit of 6 Screamers, a unit of 3 Screamers, and 10 Pinks. And then we've got 6 Enlightened on Disc, and the Mutilith Vortex Beast. So that's my list. It comes out at exactly 2K with the endless spells, no battalions or anything like that. So we'll get across the table and we'll get Josh's list up.
Cool, so this is my list. It's the same list as you saw last time if you watched the previous battle report. So we've got Rotigus, who has his normal spell, which means if he can cast on a 7, rolls 7 dice, each 4 up. Any enemy unit he can see, I roll 1 dice and they take D3 more wounds. He also knows the Glorious Afflictions. So that is, I can pick an enemy unit within 21 inches. I have their move, run, and charge rolls. And if they fly, they can't anymore. Then I've got the buff Guo, so the blade and the bell. He knows Favoured Poxes. So I can pick an enemy unit within 14. I'm -1 from their hit, wound, and save rolls until I move or attempts to cast a spell. So it can keep going for as many turns as I don't move or cast another spell. Then I've got the Combat Guo with the sword and the flail. He knows Sumptuous Pestilence. So that is, has a counter value of 6. Each enemy unit within 7 of me takes a mortal wound. But if they've got 5 or more models, they take D3. They're all inside of the Thricefold Befoulment. So the Combat Guo is the General. He knows the One Last Gift from the Munificent Wanderers. So that's if any enemy unit rolls a 6 to hit one of my units within 12 of him, they take a mortal wound. And he also has the Muck Talon, so he gets +1 to hit against heroes. The buff Guo has the other artifact, Wither Stave. So enemy units have to reroll 6s to hit me while they're within 12 of him. I've then got Festus. So he has the Blades of Putrefaction. So I can cast it on one of my friendly units, and any 6s they roll to hit do a mortal wound in addition to normal damage. I've got the Endless Spell spell portals, so I can shoot my War Scroll spell on the 2 normal Guos through it with the Thricefold and hopefully do a bunch of mortal wounds. For battle line, I've got 20 Plague Bros in the middle, and then 2 10s either side. And then 40 Plague Monks out the front with a tree for my terrain piece. That comes out at 1950. So I have bought a command point plus the command point for the battalion. So I'll be starting with 2.
Starting with 2 and exactly 2k, so no triumph,
Yep.
something like that.
Yeah.
And we should say Guo is short for Great and Clean One.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just a bit easier and quicker to say than Great and Clean One every time. So if you hear us refer to a Guo, it's Great and Clean One. Right, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing Total Conquest. So we'll get that set up in a second. And we're in the realm of Gairan. The artifact doesn't really matter. The spell Shield of Thorns, so it allows a caster to pick a point within 18 inches, and if an enemy unit finishes a charge within 3 of that, they take D3 mortal wounds. And then the command ability allows a hero who's not a wizard to cast at the end of the hero phase as well, and it can be cast more than once. Cool, so we'll get this set up, and we'll get back in a second, guys. Alright, so we are all deployed. Bit of a weird deployment on this one, because you've got the 9 away from the sort of the centre points. There's a bit of a curve on the centre deployment, but essentially I've got my 6 screamers ready to fly over. 10 pinks is my screen. Change casters just behind them. Got my little unit of 3 screamers there. My Magister, my Enlightened, and my Vortex Beast ready to go up because Josh put his Plague Monks there, and that's kind of the only thing I've got that can deal with them. I think if the Plague Monks touch the Enlightened, they're gone. So I need to make sure that I get there first. We've got Kairos at the back, with the Fate Master in the middle, and the Blue Scribe's just there. Josh's deployment is kind of pretty much on the line. We've got the Plague Monks and the 10 unit over there. Then we've got the big 20 in the middle at the front. The other 10 screening off with the 3 big Great and Clean ones. And Festus obviously behind the Plague Monks to give them the Blaze of Purification. So then they will destroy anything they touch in my army, unfortunately, I think. Obviously Josh's demon units, and if I have a unit that's attacking something within 3 inches of a demon unit, he's ignoring my render 1, which is not great because I think the highest rend I have in the list is 1. So my Enlightened, which are usually reliable and really deal some damage, he's going to be ignoring the rend. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. So Josh finished deploying first. What's your decision, Josh?
I think I'm going to give you first turn.
I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I've rolled up my Destiny dice, and I've got 2 1s, a 2, a 3, 3 4s, and 2 5s. So we are able to guarantee a 9-inch charge, so we can make sure we can get the Enlightened on the +1 attacks from the agenda. But what we'll do is we'll come back the Disciples of Tzeentch hero phase turn 1. Right, so we're into Tzeentch hero phase 1. Basically, the trait for Host Arcanum gives me a option for D3 units to move 6 inches before the start of the first battle round. So we did that with that unit of Screamers there. And then start the hero phase, the Fate Master uses once per game summon of 6 Screamers in behind. And because they're summoned in the hero phase, they can move later on as well. So we're going to start some casting now. So the first spell that's going to be cast is the Blue Scribes. And they're going to try and cast their Reward Score spell, which allows friendly wizards to reroll casts within 18 inches of them. So once per turn in the hero phase, the Blue Scribes can just cast a spell on 2 up, and it can't be unbound. So that has gone off. So all the friendly wizards are going to be rerolling their casts. So the next spell we're going to do is Kara's going to try and cast Portals with a 12, because he gets to change the lowest dice to the highest dice. So that goes off on a 12. I should have said the agenda for this turn is if I do 2 casts of a 10 with a wizard, they get +1 to cast for the rest of the game. So should be out of range of unbind.
Yeah, Carl says, yeah.
So we're going to put the portals down. Put 1 there. And hopefully going to move that one to 18 for me, Josh.
Right there.
Cool. So the big question is, can we get onto the Plague Monks from there?
Yes.
We can. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're then going to try and cast Kairos' Warscroll spell, which again goes off on a 12, goes off on a 13, out of unbound range anyway.
Yep.
So it does a flat 6 mortal wounds to the Plague Monks, but crucially, I can place a spawn within 3 inches before the models are removed. So I'll get one of my spawns. And we'll put him just within 3 there. Okay. So because Kairos is now cast 2 spells on a 10, and we're also +1 to cast the rest of the game. So that's all cool. Most of my other spells now are out of range. So what we're going to do is just start pinging stuff up into the sky. So before that I will cast Mystic Shield with Kairos, which goes on a 10, goes on an 11. So we've got Mystic Shield, and we'll pop that on to the Enlightened. They've got a horrible save, but it might just make a difference between one and none. So the Enlightened got a Mystic Shield on them, and the pinks we're going to try and cast their War Scroll spell to give them +1 to hit. So that goes off on an 8. They are in unbind range. You're going to give that one a go?
Yep. So the girl's going to stab himself to get +1 to cast or unbind. Goes off.
Goes off. So the pinks are +1 to hit. And then, like I say, everything else is pretty much out of range. But what we'll do is, just to get the fate points up, we'll cast the Channel Pink Fire from the Changecaster. That goes off on a 7. I think that's a fail, but we can re-roll that. No. And the Magister has got his spell, which he can shoot in the sky as well. That does go off on a 7.
Cool. So I'll just try and bind that with the combat duo.
With a 7.
Goes off.
So it does go off. So again, doesn't do anything, just shoots up into the sky and gets another fate point basically. So end of that turn, or end of that hero phase I should say, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 fate points. So not enough for anything at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll go off on to movement phase 1. Don't really know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll come back in a second. Right, so that's the end of my movement phase. We have no shooting in range and no charges, so it's going to be the end of my turn. Basically what I've done, move the 3 screams over here, just try and block the pass a bit with the Magister and the Vortex Beast. Put the kind of the Fate Master here with the Enlightened back a bit, but ready to jump on in if Josh makes a kind of move. Oh yes, we have got a combat actually, haven't we? Yeah, I forgot my spawn over here. So we do have a combat to roll out in a second. That's going to be very uneventful, but we'll do that in a second. The pinks just moved up, so they're wholly within 9 of the change casters, so they're -1 to hit at the moment. Kairos moved up, so he's still within range of his portal, but he's in range of unbind now as well. And then the 2 units of 6 screamers just went over here, solidly on the objective. So I've got 12 bodies because I thought I only put the 6 on it. Josh could kind of get the plague bearers on it possibly and take it from me, which gets the extra point in this this battle plan. Because if you control one that your opponent had, you get the extra point, and you also get an extra point for a leader as well, which is why the Magister's over there. So I will roll out the combat for my my spawn. So he gets 2d6 attacks, which is always 12, obviously. 5. If he does roll a double, it's 3s and 3s, but unfortunately it's just 4s and 4s. That's not bad. So we got 2. No rend on the Plague Monks, Josh.
So the Plague Monks have a 6-up save, so they take both of them.
Take 2. So there's another 2 dead Plague Monks. That's good times. So you have a battle shock for them?
I'll pile in an attack.
No, you don't get to pile in an attack. So we'll get that in. So it's still gonna be there, and you have to retreat from him next turn. You know that, don't you?
Quite probably, yeah.
I don't think he's still gonna be there.
Cool. So you got 6 Plague Monks on you?
6. Is that gonna be enough, Josh?
Probably not. Cool. So they haven't charged, so they're only 2 attacks. They hit on 3s.
That's probably going to be enough.
Cool. So 6 to hit, don't do anything. But 6 to wound will be 2 wounds. Cool. So 3 misses, but 2 go back in.
2 go back in.
So you've got 7.
7 saves to make, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just roll those dice. Save 3 of them.
Just take 4 damage.
Take 4 damage. He's still alive, Josh. He's got 5 wounds. So Spawn has done his job. Now you have a battle shark.
Yep. I'm going to command point it from
Festus.
Festus.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, cool. So that's your extra command points. You've still got 1 left.
Yep.
Going into your turn when you're going to grab another one. I didn't use a command point this turn, so I've got my 1 that I started with this turn. So we'll come back, see what Josh think about what he can do in his hero phase. We'll come back in a second. Right, so we're ready to go with Josh's hero phase. You'll notice the spawn is gone, and that's because we forgot when the plague monks die that on a roll of a 6 they explode, causing a mortal wound. So that happened. So we rolled that out when we remembered, and he did 1 extra mortal wound, which killed the spawn. He's also rolled his summoning points, which the tree's turned off at the moment because the screamers are within range. So you've just got your 4
points.
4 points at the moment, but then he did do a mortal wound to the back unit of screamers because they're within 3. So we're going to go off into casting now, Josh. What are you going to cast first?
So I did just unbind Kyros's spell portals before we come back. My support duo, so the Bio Blade one, is going to try to stab himself to get plus to cast and try and cast spell portals. So you get to within 9.
Within 9. You can have that. I'll take the fate point for that one.
Right, okay.
So you can break my mottos.
And then he will stab himself again to try and cast his War Scroll spell. So with a 9.
Which goes off, but I will auto unbind that because being in Host Arcanum, turns 1, 3 and 5, I get an automatic unbind. So that's the 3d3 spell, which he was going to put through the portals and probably kill my Enlightened. So we'll just auto stop that one.
Yep.
So on to your next one.
So we're going to go with Rotigus's War Scroll spell with an 8.
With an 8. That's the one that anyone within you can do mortal wounds
to. I roll 7 dice.
Yeah.
For each 4 up, I can pick one of your units that I can see.
Yeah.
And they take D3 mortal wounds.
Alright, so pretty much everything on the board you can see. Possibly, maybe not the Enlightened. So we'll give an unbind attempt at that one, I think. So it was on an 8, yeah?
An 8, yeah.
So I need a 9. Does go off. Oh.
Cool. So 4 ups. 1.
That's not, that could have been worse. I'm not gonna lie. What are you going to put it on?
I can't see the Enlightened.
You can't?
No.
You've looked at that, yeah?
Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to go for this red unit of Screamers here.
Okay, that's the ones that are taking the mortal wounds.
Take mortal wound.
Yeah.
So they take 2 more mortal wounds.
So that kills 1 Screamer on that objective. So we'll put this guy off at the back, and that goes away. Okay.
And then I think, so the support goes cast all the spells. Rotigus is cast the one that matters. And then the combat guru Unbound, he's not going to cast. We'll try Blades of Putrefaction with Festus. Doesn't get it with a 4.
Cool. So, not an overly successful hero phase?
No.
But it does give me 2 fate points, which is always good.
Yeah.
So, is that the end of your hero phase?
So I've got a D3 heal on the Great Clean one. So 2. So he's down to 1.
Cool. That's 1 taken.
Yeah.
And your wheel, what was your wheel on?
My wheel is +2 to move.
Cool.
So I'm also going to spend my command point that I got this turn.
Yeah.
To give Rotigus, an extra attack on all of his melee weapons.
So Rotigus is going into the Screamers.
Well, give it a go anyway.
Right, so what we do is, as there's no more hero phase, we'll do all the moving and stuff and come back in a second. Alright, so end of Josh's movement phase. Everything really fast because of the +2 and +3 from the Guo as well. So the Plague Monks moved right up, currently 3 away from the Screamers. The Unit 10 Plague Bearers again has come up here and kind of blocked a bit between the scenery. Unit 20 and the 2 Guos there. Rogus ran himself all the way over here with a +2 and the +1, and he went 14 inches, was it?
Yeah, 14.
But obviously still within range of a tree, so he's going to be charging in now. And probably the 10 Plague Monks looking to take this objective off me.
Plague Bearers.
Plague Bearers, sorry, yeah. So we're going to roll the charges. So what are you rolling first, Josh?
I'll go with Rotigus first.
Okay.
So it needs a 3.
That's a fail.
Oh, right, okay, got you.
Kairos, once per game ability to change the dice roll. So you're going to change this 6 to a 1.
So can I re-roll that?
I don't believe so.
Right, okay.
Is the way it works, because it counts as modified roll, which you can't re-roll.
Okay.
But we'll chat. If anyone's got anything else that contradicts that in the comments for next time, let us know. But the way I believe it works is you can't then re-roll it.
Okay. I'll charge the Plague Bearers then. With a 5.
So they are in. So we'll let Josh move them all in. What we'll do is we'll roll out the very uneventful combat, and we'll come back in a sec, show what happened. Oh no, the Plague Monks aren't charging? No? They are charging?
They are charging, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I think they just want to stay there.
We'll
Because you know I'm going to win the turn, and you
Right.
know that they're more likely going to kill them all.
So 8. They do get +1, so they go 9.
So they're well in.
Yeah. So we'll come back
Yeah.
after those, I guess.
We'll get all that done. The other Plague Bearers aren't.
No, they ran, so.
No worries. Right, so we've gone ahead and rolled out the combats. Plague Monks obliterated the Screamers with only rolling like half the attacks.
Yeah.
So they were gone. Managed to pile in, managed to do 1.
Yeah.
But he's just read the battle shot, they passed that. So they're 1 more down, whittling them down. Over here, obviously, he was trying to bait me in to pile in with my Screamers in to bring Rotigus in, but that wasn't going to happen. So I didn't pile in. Lucky enough they're all in. Screamers killed 3 Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers did 2 damage back to 1.
Yeah.
But then you rolled a 1 on his battle shot for Plague Bearers.
And brought 2 of them back.
Brought 2 back. But it is still my objective, because
Yeah.
I've got 11 models to your 10 currently. So that was the end of the turn.
I'll get 4 points.
And you'll get 4 points. Yeah.
So I'll be 1 behind, I think, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. I got 5 in my turn. So basically he gets extra point for taking this one from me, and then the extra point on the back one as well for having a leader within.
Yeah.
Basically. So we're going to roll off for 2. I get 3.
I get 4.
Josh gets a 4. So are you going to double this early? Because you know I'm going to double you back into 3. 100%, it's guaranteed.
I think I am going to take the double, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. We'll come back with Josh's heel face and see what he's going to do. Obviously, I've got no automatic unbinds this time, which is not as good. Right, so we're in Josh's hero phase now. So first spell you're going to cast.
Well, I'm going to do all the start.
You do the start stuff. So
my summoning, I get 4 points again.
yeah, because I've turned your tree off, so you don't
Yep.
get to roll anything for that.
So I get 8. My tree is going to try and do a 4 mortal wound to the blue.
Yep.
Yep. So they take mortal wound.
Cool. So
And
that
then-
is 1 dead.
And then the red ones also take mortal wound.
Okay, so that's 1 wound on those dudes as well.
I'm going to do Roticus's Streams of Brackish Filth.
Yep.
So, on a 6 up, the blue unit of Screamers, nothing happens. And the red unit of Screamers, nothing happens.
Cool.
Then the Plague Monk boss
Yep.
is going to try and open his book on the Magister.
Okay.
So on a 4 up, it's a mortal wound. But because I rolled a 6, it's D3.
Nice.
So 2 mortal wounds on your
On
Magister.
the Magister. Cool.
So then spells.
Yep.
The support Great Climon is going to stab himself for +1 cast.
Yep.
And try and do the fart spell. So he gets it with a 7.
It's with a 7, so we'll try and unbind that with Kairos. So unbind with a 12.
Cool. Then he's going to stab himself again and
Yep.
try and do favoured poxes. So that goes off with an 8.
Goes off with an 8. That's the -1, -1.
-1 to hit, -1 to wound, -1 to save.
We'll try and unbutton that one as well. It does go off.
Cool. So that's going to go through the portals onto the Enlightened.
Oh, that's not very nice.
So they hopefully shouldn't be doing anything.
So they're -1 to hit,
-1 to wound and save.
and -1 to save.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Okay.
Rotigus is going to try and cast his War Scroll spell. Doesn't get it.
Yay.
And then my wheel has moved to all my units get +1 to wound.
Right. Cool. So everything's on +1 to wound, and my stuff's rubbish.
I get a command point. So I think I'm going to give the combat duo an extra attack.
Okay.
And then the support duo will heal D3.
Yeah.
So heal 3, so he's full health.
Full health again. Great.
And then I think that's the end of
the
my hero phase. Yes.
Cool. So we'll get some movement done, if there is much, and charges depending on what's going on. And we'll be back in a second. Right, so it's the end of Josh's movement phase. What happened, Josh?
So the Plague Bearers up here have retreated out. He might need to come back a bit more. But Rotigus has moved 3 away.
Yeah.
These 20 Plague Bearers and the support Great and Clean one have just pushed backwards, getting out of the combat duo's way. So he ran up with all his pluses to move and then summoned a tree behind him.
Cool.
Festus has just moved up behind the Plague Monks to get onto the objective for the extra point.
Yeah.
And then the 10 Plague Bearers there have just
got out of the way.
Yeah, got out of the way basically.
Got out of the way, the big boy coming through.
Yeah.
So we got some charges. So we got Rotigus's charge and the other Great and Clean ones.
Yep.
Is that right? So what are you rolling first?
Rotigus.
No, I can't change it this time, unfortunately.
Yep.
So he's definitely in.
With a 7.
Does he do impact damage?
Well, 4 up. Nothing.
Good.
And then the combat Great and Clean one.
Combat Great and Clean one.
With an 8.
That's
Definitely
enough.
get him in there. So we're going to just put him into the back end there.
3-8 from the Fate Master, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. And impact again.
4 up. So the Vortex Beast will take 1 mortal wound.
1 more wound. Cool. We can manage that. So I'll put that down. And then that's it for charges. So we're into combat. So we're going to get some combats rolled out. Work out where Josh is going to go first. And we'll be back in a second. So end of the combat phase. Rotigus went in, did 10 damage in one swing to the unit of Blue Screamers. So lost 3 and a bit of them this turn. Plague Bearers come in and did 1 extra on as well. The pink unit Screamers haven't taken any extra damages this turn. But Josh does have that point now from me. So he's going to get the extra point for being a leader and the extra point for taking it. So he's getting 3 points for that one this turn. We did realise as soon as Josh moved the guy, the Guo, that he shouldn't have moved in because of his spell. So we just put him back to where he was. He's still on the objective again with the Plague Bearers around him. So he's going to get 2 points for that one as well. And down here, the Vortex Beast, mighty effort into the Great and Clean, did 7 damage to him after all his after saves and everything else. Did a couple of damage to himself. And then, the Plague Monks, did I think 1 damage. And the other Great and Clean one just took him off basically. So my Magister is gone as well. Plague Monks did that. So Josh is going to get 2 points for that one as well this turn because of Festus being just on the back of it. So you're getting 2, 4, 7 this turn.
Yes.
Which puts you up to 11.
Yeah.
To my 5 at the moment. But going into my turn 2, I'm currently on 9 fate points. So I'm 1 away from some blues. This Great and Clean one's right in front of me. But like I say, my Enlightened -1 hit, wound and save. I'm not convinced they're going to do enough to him. So we'll fire off some spells on that, I think. Right, so we are back with Tzeentch Heal Phase 2. So first thing we're going to do is pop the Fate Master's command ability to give rerolls within 9 inches of him. So rerolls to hit. So hopefully should help my Enlightened a bit. because obviously they're still -1 to hit, wound, and save. So then we're going to start casting some spells. We're going to try and get rid of this Great and Clean one right in front of our face. So the first spell we're going to cast, Kairos is going to cast the Blue Scribe spell, which allows rerolls of spell casts, because Kairos can cast any friendly wizard's spells. He knows their spells and their war scrolls, basically. So we'll give that a go. So that goes on a 10, and then he's +1 to cast on the agenda last turn, so that goes off on an 11.
I'll try and bind that with Rotigus.
Range, yep.
So I need a 12. Nope.
No. Cool. So we're re-rolling spell casts. So that's cool, and that's an extra fate point. So that puts me to 10 now, which means that is enough for some blues. Right, the next spell, the Blue Scribes are going to try and cast Firestorm of Tzeentch, and they again just cast it on a 2+. So yeah, it goes off, it can't be unbound. So this is going on to the Great and Clean one over here, and this is 9 dice. What we do, any 6s out of these 9 come out as D3 mortal wounds. Successful. So we got 1 D3 mortal wounds. So 3 mortal wounds.
Okay, so 5 ups. I take 1.
Take 1. Okay, brilliant. So what's he up to now? 8?
Up to 8, yeah.
Okay. So the Change Caster, and he's going to try and cast his Channel Pink Fire spell. It's a cast on a 9, but once per game he can use 3 D6 to cast it. So that goes off on a 12.
Yeah.
So D6 mortal wounds. So 4 mortal wounds on the Great and Clean one again.
Okay, so 5 ups. I take 2.
Take 2 more. Okay. Now, I believe I'm right in thinking because the Change Caster cast on a 9+, he can actually cast another spell now as well. So we'll just try and cast Bolt of Tzeentch from him. So that doesn't go off, but we do get the rerolls from Kairos. So that on a 10.
I'll try and stop that one with the support Guro. I'll get him to stab himself +1. And it goes off.
So it goes off. So it's another D6. So 6 mortal wounds. Could be enough. It's not enough.
Take 4. So he's got 2 left.
Got 2 left. Right, okay. Right, Kairos is going to eat Josh's portals, because you can just do that at any point in the hero phase. You'll get rid of them. And then he's going to try and cast his own portals. So that goes off on a 10 +1. So that goes off on an 11.
So Rotigus is last unbind. We'll try and do that. No, it goes off.
That's going off. So we'll put those down.
2, 3. Yeah.
So we're going to do that. If you could just measure that out, I think that's fine where it is. I don't think that's over 18 inches. Plenty in there. That's fine where it is, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. And then Kairos' last spell, he's going to try and cast his spell, which goes on a 10, 11 again.
So I'll stab myself again with the support Guro. Yeah, goes off.
Cool. So that's just going to go through the portals and put 6 mortal wounds onto that unit of Plague Bearers.
Okay. I take 4.
Take 4. So it does kill some. So I get to pop a spawn within 3 inches of that unit. So what we're going to do is put one right there. And then he takes his 4 away. Cool. So the only other spell we have is the pinks. Their sort of war scroll spell to give them +1 to hit. It goes off on a 7.
I'll try and unbind that one with the Great and Clean one that's over there. With a 10.
And that's unbound. Cool. So that's end of hero phase. I should say the agenda I'm doing this turn is if a unit makes a 9-inch charge, they get +1 attack for the rest of the game. So we'll get on to some movement and we'll come back in a second. All right, so end of my movement phase. The Fate Master's flown right over here, so he's just 3 away, just capping the objective. So if I do manage to kill enough Plague Monks, I get the bonus point for having leader within. The Enlightened have come down here, 9 away from the Great and Clean one, 9 away from the Plague Monks, because that's the only way they get their +1 attacks. They've got to be 9 away from all units when they make the charge. Now, I debated putting them closer and hoping that the pinks and that will do the Great and Clean one when shooting. but I can't rely on that. So I think discretion is the better part of valor here. So it does mean I'm probably only going to get 4 at the 5 in, because I'm going to guarantee my charge of my Destiny dice anyway. So we know we're in. It's just a case of how many I can get in and where. Over here, I've retreated all the screamers off. They're still on the objective. They're all 3 away, but where the spell and the spawn have turned up means I've currently got that objective off of Josh, unless he rolls another one for his battle shock and brings them all back. So we're going to go into some shooting. I don't think I'm going to summon this turn. I've got enough for 10 blues, but I don't think I'm going to use them yet. So we're going to do some shooting with the pinks and the change caster, see if we can pop off that great and clean one, and then roll some charges, or not even roll some charges, just make some charges because we're guaranteed, and then we'll get the Fate Master in as well, hopefully, and get him in on combat as well, so we can see what we can do with some Plague Monks. So we'll come back after the shooting and the charge, because it's only the one to make that we're not using Destiny dice for, so we'll come back in a second. Right, so we've done the movement phase and charge phase and the shooting phase. Shooting phase is very disappointing. Change caster miss with everything, and Pink's put 1 wound through on the great and clean one that was not saved, so he's currently got 1 wound left, which isn't what I wanted. I wanted him to be gone, really. So the Enlightened went in with their 10-inch charge, so I say that I used my two fires from my Destiny dice for that. The Fate Master's gone in as well, so he's gone in. I was hoping to get a long enough charge to get in the great and clean one, but didn't quite make it. So I've had to put some pinks in the hope that I can do 1 damage to him, in the hope that he's gone next turn. But the big one is I need to try and get rid of all these Plague Monks. So my Enlightened are going to be on +1 attack from now till the rest of the game, basically. Or if they do another agenda, I can choose to change it over. But they are re-rolling their hits because they're holding within 9 of the Fate Master. So we've got combat there. We've got the Fate Master combat as well. We got some pinks, and the spawn is still within 3 of the Plague Bearers over there, but the Screamers are obviously retreated out earlier on. So we'll get all this rolled out, and hopefully you'll come back to a missing Great and Clean one, but I'm not convinced. We'll see in a sec. Right, so you come back after the combat phase. Depressingly, the Enlightened went in, re-rolling hits, but they were -1 to hit, -1 to wound, -1 to save. Killed 13 Plague Monks.
13, yeah.
Lost 2 on the return. So I've used my Destiny dice over 3 just to auto pass Battle Shock there. Fate Master managed to pile into the Great and Clean one because of the Enlightened where they pulled the monks away. Got through D3 damage, and Josh 5-upped 2 of them and 6-upped 1 of them. So yeah. The Fate Master took a mortal wound back. I lost 8 pinks. The blues and pinks going back into the Great and Clean one. I didn't want to pile any more in because obviously any 6s to hit would have meant that I would have taken mortal wounds back, and obviously I needed to keep my banner there to the Battle Shock phase so I can bring some back now because I'm just about to use a Destiny dice of a 1. Over here, Spawn went in, killed a Plague Bearer
1,
and took 3 wounds back in return. So Josh should put to roll his Plague Bearer Battle Shock, see if he can roll another 1.
No.
No, cool.
10, so yeah, I'm exactly fine.
I'm going to use...
I lose 1.
You lose 1. I'm going to use this Destiny dice of a 1. So I'm going to bring back... Please be 6. Please be 6. No, 2. I'm going to bring 2 pinks back to that unit, which means I get that objective back.
Yep, so you get
I
2
get
points
2 points for that one. I've got 2 points for this one still, because of the leader.
You don't get
I don't get that back because of the Plague Monk still being there, basically.
So you'll be 9.
9 to your 11.
Yep.
So we'll put our pinks back. Bring another one in there. And then get rid of the dead bodies. And we're going to roll off for turn 3.
Yep.
So if I get this, could be a double turn back. A 5. Josh gets a 6. Brilliant. So I'm assuming you're giving that to me?
I think I'll take it.
You're going to take that, are you?
Yeah,
right,
I think
okay.
so.
We'll tidy the table up a bit and we'll come back with Josh's hero phase. We're back. Your hero phase, number 3, Josh. What's the plans?
So start of the hero phase.
Yep.
I work up my summoning points. So is that Great and Clean one
Is that great and clean one in my
Yeah.
wholly within or just within?
Just within.
Just within.
Is it 3 foot?
He is. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
I'll get 7
Yep.
plus D3 for that tree.
Yep.
So it's up to 9 now then.
9. But
Uh,
I'm still within on that one.
yep.
So you don't get anything for that one.
So on a 4 up, the blues, or blue screamers,
Yep.
take a mortal wound.
So that kills another one.
And the red screamers don't.
No. Cool.
Then, so my wheel goes off.
Yep.
So the burgeoning. So everyone within scenery, within an inch of scenery, on a 5 up takes a mortal wound, but my units heal.
So we'll start in this corner if you want. So you got your plague monks. Do they heal?
No,
No,
I can't bring
so
stuff back. It's just a heal.
My enlightened are within an inch.
Okay. Nope.
No.
Spawn.
Spawn's within an inch of here.
Nope.
Nope. Cool.
Roticus. Nope.
Nope. It's going well.
And that's it, isn't it?
That's it, within an inch, yes.
Oh, blues.
Oh yeah, the blues, yeah.
No.
No.
Cool.
So, nothing from that.
So then Roticus is Streams of Brackish Filth.
Yeah.
So on a 6 up on the blue screamer. Nope.
No.
The red screamers. Nope.
No.
And a 4 up for the Chaos Spawn. No.
No.
Cool. We're going to heal the Great Clean one here, I guess.
Heal D3, yeah.
So for 3.
Brilliant.
So it's down to 12.
Awesome. All that hard work just gone.
Roticus will heal 1, so he's down to 2. And then we'll save this guy's heal, because I might be doing some spells with him. So, Festus
Yeah.
is going to try Blades of Putrefaction with a 9.
There's a 9, so it's turn 3. Because I'm Host Arcanum, I can auto-unbind that.
Yep.
Does mean it gives you free reign for your portals and your other one, but I think I need to get rid of that one, so we'll auto-unbind that one.
Okay. So we will try the support duo.
Yeah.
Will stab himself and try and cast the spell portals with a 9.
So that
So 10.
goes with a 10. So we'll try unbinding with Kairos. With a 12. So
Cool.
cool.
Does he want to cast anything else?
So there's no spells so far at the moment, so I don't get any fate points.
Yeah. So we'll go with the combat Great Clean one.
Yeah.
He's going to cast his law spell, needing a 6. He gets with an 11.
Gets from 11. What does that do?
Every unit within 7 of him
Yeah.
will take a mortal wound, but if they've got 5 or more models, they take D3 mortal wounds.
I think we'll try and unbind it.
Yeah.
So with the 12. So
Yeah. And then he is going to try and cast the fart spell. Nope.
Nope.
Cool. Roticus will try and cast his War Scroll
Here's
spell.
the spell.
Nope, needs a 7.
Cool. It's going well, Josh.
Yeah. I think that's it for spells. I could try. Is it worth?
Give me those fate points.
How many wounds has your Reliant taken? Have they taken any?
The enlightened are unwounded.
Okay.
The 2 died. Yeah. So the 4 left are unwounded.
I'll try an Arcane Bolt with the combat Great Clean one. Nope.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's
it.
it for spells. Don't think there's any. So this Great Clean one will do his healing now then.
Yes.
So here's 1.
Here's
So it's,
one.
yeah, down to 2.
Back to cool.
The Plague Monk will open his book on the
On the enlightened.
enlightened. So they take a mortal wound.
Take a mortal wound. Okay.
And then I think it's into movement.
Into movement.
I get a command point, so I'm back up to 1.
You got 1 command point for the turn.
Yeah, but I think I need to keep that for battle shocks.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Right, so we do some moving, and we'll come back in a sec, guys. Right, so end of the movement phase. Big block of 20s just sort of shifted back. They're going to hold that objective for the rest of the game because there's no way I can get and take them off, really. So he's just hedging his bets on that one. The unit of 10 sort of moved up as far as they could, get some more on the objective. So even if the Plague Monk should go, you'd all get done because now the Enlightened aren't -1 to hit wound and save anymore. If we can do all them, he's still going to outnumber me on that objective anyway. Decided in the end to keep the Great and Clean one in, just because he debated retreating him out, but with the shooting and stuff, he might be able to pop off my last couple of pinks, and the other Great and Clean was moving up. I'm going to charge into the Fate Master, I think.
Yeah.
But, we'll see on that. Rotterdam moved up, it's 3 away, so he's going to be charging in again in a minute. And then we've got 5 summoned Plague Bearers at the back of the board there. You got shooting from this Great and Clean one?
Yeah.
So what you shoot?
Shoot into the pinks.
Into the pinks.
So it's D6 shots. 2. 3s. And 2s. So 2 minus 2.
2 minus 2, so no save. But I've got some pinks left, so I'll get some 6-ups. Takes them both.
Cool, 1 damage each.
1 damage each, so I'll get rid of those 2 and pop up another 4 blues. I'll do that in a second. You want to roll your charges while we're here, Josh?
So I'll go Rotigus first with an 8.
Yep, he's going in.
So
He's going
within an inch of all the units.
Yep, so they're all there. So they're all going to
the
take
spawn
some
first. Damn,
No.
I wanted to get that one. The blue screamer. Yep. For 3.
So that is him dead.
And the red screamers. No.
No. So the blue screamer has gone on impact damage. So we've got...
I'm not sure if the support Guru can get in, so I'll roll it.
Roll it and we'll
be-
work it out afterwards.
yeah.
Not with
Not
that.
with a 5,
Not with that. Charge-wise, that is it.
The summoned plague bearers need 9. Don't get it.
With an 8. So that is it for charges. So we're going to come back with combats in a second. I think Ross, he's going to have to go with Rotterdam first, because otherwise the Screamer's going to kill him, aren't they, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You want to leave the Plague Mites in the line. You don't want to attack there.
No.
No. So we'll come back in a second when we've rolled out all the combats. Right, you come back after a hugely depressing combat phase. Not going to lie. Josh went here with the Plague Monks first and deleted all the Enlightened to a wound because of the 1 wound that he did from the Arcane Bolt.
Yeah.
So that was really depressing. Fate Master took 3 damage from one of the sword attacks from the Great and Clean one, and then killed himself with the 6s to hit against the Great and Clean one. So that was great fun. I lost 1 pink in combat as well, but then the last pink banner bearer killed himself by rolling a 6 to hit. So that wasn't brilliant. So I can't bring any more pinks back to that unit. Rotterdam went in, did all but he did 4 screamers. Yep. And the screamers did 4 damage, 6 damage.
Yeah, they did 4.
Did 4, did 6, but you saved a couple, didn't
Yeah.
you? And then the spawn did nothing because that's what they do. So at the end of that, Josh is going to get 6 points. He's going to get 3 for that one. 1 because he's not got a hero there anymore, and then 2 because he's still got Festus there, which is going to put him up 17
to your
to
9.
9. And I've got not a lot left, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah. So I could have done with the double turn back, I think. But we'll see what we can do. If I could have shot that Great and Clean one off, I think it would be a bit of a different game at the moment. But so we'll go get rid of all the dead bodies and come back in a second. I do have quite a few fate points though, so we'll see what we can put up on the board in a second. But nothing exciting, I don't think. So we'll come back for Tzeentch turn 3. Right, so we are here with Tzeentch Hero Phase 3. So first of all, Kairos is going to try and cast the Boon of Tzeentch from the Blue Scribes. So that goes on an 8, goes on a 9. Is that going off, or are you trying to unbind that one?
I will stab myself
Yep.
with the support Guru and try and unbind it. It goes off.
Cool. So friendly wizards are rerolling casting. So the change caster down there is going to try and cast a Bolt with Tzeentch. Oh, it goes on a 7, but that goes off on a 9.
I'll stab myself again and try and stop it. Goes off.
So that's D6 mortals. So it's 3 mortals on the Great and Clean one.
Okay, so 5 ups. So he's got 1 wound left.
1 wound left. Now again, because the change caster cast on a 9, it means he can cast another spell. So he's just going to try for an Arcane Bolt. which goes on a 5.
Uh,
I might re-roll that, to be fair, because I can re-roll from the Blue Scribes. Just try and get higher. It's going to probably bite me. I'm going to roll a 2 now, but that's better.
Okay.
With a 9.
Roticus will try. No, the Guo.
The one that's been targeted, yeah.
Goes off.
So, 1 mortal wound.
Kills him.
Takes it. Right, so that's him dead. Finally. It's taken a lot of my army, but it's done. So, the Blue Scribes are going to try and cast Firestorm of Tzeentch, which literally just goes on a 2+, can't unbind it. Yeah, so that's 9 dice, and this is going on to Rotigus. 4, 6, 8. So any 6s are D3 mortals. That's not bad. That's much better than the first time I cast it. So we are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mortals on Rotigus.
Pretty good in return. I take 3.
Take 3. Okay. So he's up to how many, Josh?
9. So we've got 7 left.
7 left. Well, that's mightily depressing. So we have got Kairos' spell. I think what we'll do is put that through the portals. We'll try and cast it first. So that goes on a 13.
Yep.
So it's just a straight 6 mortal wounds to Rotigus.
He takes all 6.
Takes all 6. He's got 1 wound left.
Yep.
I've got nothing else in range to shoot him, to spell him with, I don't think. That's depressing. Yeah. I don't think I've got any other spells that I can cast that are going to do any damage, because I've used my portals. I could eat them and recast them, but then I haven't got any casts left anyway. So I think what we'll do, just to get the points up, is just cast a Mystic Shield, which goes off on a 13 again as well. So that is hero phase done. Rotigus on 1 wound is depressing, but that Grand King one being gone makes me a bit happier. So we'll come back, work out some moving, and I will have some summoning to go with. So we'll see what we can do going into the charge phase. Right, so we've had to go aggressive, super aggressive with the Tzeentch. So basically Kairos has gone over here. Now Rotigus has got 1 wound left. He's not quite as much of a chicken as he normally is, so he's going to try and go in and do Rotigus. We're going to try and get the Blue Scribes in on the objective as well, just so hopefully if we can do Rotigus, we'll outnumber on the objective. Fingers crossed. These blues have come up here, so they're going to do some shooting in a second. We've used my 20 of my 22 fate points to summon in 10 pinks here, so they're going to do some shooting. We've still got the change caster back on the objective. Very aware of the fact that if I don't get the double back, that with summoning, I'm probably going to lose this home objective as well. But I think if that's the case, I think it's game at that point anyway. I think I've got to go in this turn to try and see what I can do. So we're going to roll out all the shooting, because there's quite a bit to roll out. Hopefully it'll make a big dent in those plague monks. But it's mean I'm probably not going to be able to charge on this turn. So we are playing for the double, knowing that I'm probably not going to get many points this turn. But if I can get that one, it'll keep me in contention, I think. So we'll roll out the shooting, do some charges. We've still got some Destiny dice left, so we're pretty much guaranteed Kairos' charge anyway. And then we'll be back. Right, so end of the charge phase. The pinks needed an 11, we rolled it, didn't get anywhere near it, so they're not in. But the blues, I Destiny diced, so we got them in. So that's cool. So we're currently outnumbered on the objective, depending on how many the Plague Monks are going to kill. The Blue Scribes got in to the end of the Plague Bearers, and Kairos got into Rotigus just on the objective. So Rotigus has got 1 wound left. My concern is if I don't go there, he's going to do some pretty big damage to Kairos, but more likely he'll probably kill the Screamer or the Spawn, which means he'll still outnumber me at the end, and this whole plan was for nothing. So I'm going to have to go there first. So we'll get it set up, work out what we're rolling, and go from there. So Kairos, he gets 3 attacks on his staff. So he hits on 3s, wounds on 1s. So I'm going to use one of my Destiny dice to make sure one of them hits. Lucky. So we got 2. So they wound on 1s, but obviously 1s always fail. So brilliant. So we've got 1 at -1, but obviously Josh ignores it.
4 up. Goes
So
through.
it's 2 damage.
5. Yeah, kills him.
So Rotigus is down, which means currently I get that objective back unless the Plague Bearers manage to kill my Blue Scribes. And I know they're pretty rubbish, but I hope they're not that rubbish. So otherwise, combat-wise, we've got this massive one to roll out down here. So we'll roll the rest of them out because that was the only sort of mega important one at the moment, and then we'll come back in a second. Right, so end of the combat phase. Obviously Rotigus went. The Blue Scribes went in and did 3 Plague Bearers? 2 Plague Bearers. 2 Plague Bearers. So there's 1 left on with a banner as well.
Yep.
So Josh is going to roll a 1 in a minute and then a 6. Keep that objective probably. Depressingly over here, I killed 5 Plague Monks.
Yes.
Yeah. Lost about 20 blues, or all my blues basically. I had a couple left with the Battle Shock and everything. I've used one of my Destiny dice of a 1, so I lost another 9 to the Battle Shock. So Josh is currently numbering me on that by 2 bodies, which is a bit depressing. So Josh, the only other Battle Shock we have is the Plague Bearers. Can you run another 1?
No.
No. Good. So that objective is mine.
Yep.
So I get the extra point for the leader.
Yep.
And an extra point for taking it. So I get 3 on that one.
Yep.
And then I get 2 for my home one. So it puts me up 5. So it puts me on to
14.
14. Playing
My
your
17.
Yeah. So like I say, if I don't get the turn, I think it's academic anyway. So that's what I was playing for last turn. So we'll see what happens. I got a 4, Josh gets a 5.
Yeah,
so
I'll take it.
I think that's going to put it out of my reach, but we'll see what Josh does in his turn. Right, so Josh has taken the turn very greedily. She's given it to me, I think. What's the plan, Josh?
So first off, summoning points.
Yep.
So I've got 2 already. I'm going to get 4 for over here.
Yep.
And then I'll get a D3 for each tree. So I get 4, 5, 6.
So you
Puts
don't
me
get
up
the,
to 8.
don't get the extra for being in my territory at the moment, because he's not. He's dead.
And then the Great Clemon is going to stab himself for puffing the cast and try and cast the fart spell. Nope.
Cool.
And then he'll try and chuck out an arcane bolt with the 10.
With a 10. Tempted to let you have it just to get the point. Is it going to make a difference? Put me on 3, 6, 7, 8. So I'm not going to have enough next turn if I do let you have it anyway. So I might as well try and stop it. It goes off anyway.
Cool. So onto the brims.
Yeah.
3 more wins.
3 more wins on the rims. Cool. So that is 3 of them gone.
So then that Great Clemon will heal.
Yep.
For 2. Which is down to 1. And then that's it for hero phase.
That's it for hero phase.
Oh, my
opening
Plague
book.
Monk will open my book. No.
No.
Oh, and Festus will try blades. No.
No. Cool.
Cool.
Not that I think they're going to need it to kill
Well.
the remaining 10 brims.
Probably not, but
Cool. So it for hero phase?
it for hero phase.
Going into moving, yeah?
Into movement, yeah.
Cool. We'll be back in a second. Right, so sneaky Nurgle, as we thought they were going to be, to be honest. Plague Bearer retreated out from the Blue Scribes, and the other 5 were just topped on the objective, so he numbers me again now. These guys all just piled on the objective. The Plague Bearer is going to wipe these guys out anyway, so it's not really going to matter too much. Great and Clean will come up over here. Summon 5 Plague Bearers. Managed to get 3 on the objective, so we've stolen this from me as well. And shot into my pinks, killing 3 of them, which means I've got some blues. So you just better roll out some charges, Josh. What's charging, if anything?
So Festus in the top corner with a 7.
7, so yeah, he's well in. Yep.
And the Great and Clean one
with a 6. Miles out. Well out.
What do we need?
Miles out.
What do I need? 7. Okay, I'll spend my command point to reroll that.
It's brave.
Now 6 again.
Right. So only the 1 charge of Festus.
Yep.
These Plague Bearers aren't bothering doing any change cash, there's no point.
Nope.
So, well, yeah, we'll get the combats rolled out. It's only going to be the 1, and then we'll be back. Right, so end of combat phase. All the brims are gone. I had 2 left, but then lost them to Battle Shock. So they're all gone. Did mean Festus didn't get to attack because the Plague Mites killed them all first. So he's just, piled in while they were still there, basically closer. And that was the only combat.
Yep.
So there's no Battle Shocks because all my stuff's dead. So we're going to go into Tzeentch turn 4. But how many points did you get that turn, Josh?
Got
7, was it?
2, 4, 5. Yes, 7.
So 7 this turn. So we're putting you
24 to your 14.
Yeah, it's a big ask, I think. I think it's too far away, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe if I get the double back at some point. Well, there's only 1 turn left to get it, and we'll see what happens. So you join us at the start of Tzeentch Hero Phase 4. Things are looking desperate, so we'll see what we can do. So Kairos is going to cast the Boon of Tzeentch from the Blue Scribes. So it goes off on a 9.
I'm going to stab myself and try and unbind it.
Yeah.
Stops it with a 12.
Ooh, interesting. So I'm not getting my rerolls. So Kairos is going to try and cast his War Scroll spell, which goes on an 11. You going to try that one or leave that one?
Leave that one.
So we're going to do a straight 6 mortal wounds to this unit of Plague Bearers. So Josh got his 5-ups.
So I take 3.
Take 3. So I do get a spawn as well. So we'll put him out in a second. Then the Blue Scribes are going to cast Firestorm of Tzeentch on the 5 unit on the other. So yeah, so it is off.
Yep.
So that's the 9 dice.
On the 5 man.
On the 5 man. 6s. Just 2. So that is 4 mortal wounds on the unit of 5.
Take 3.
So that's that unit gone down by 3. So then we've got the Change Caster. He's going to fire a Bolt of Tzeentch. I think we're going to try and do that into the Plague Monks over there. Does not go off. So that is going to be other spell. Kairos will just do a Arcane Bolt. So that goes on an 11.
I'll try and stop that. Goes off.
So it's D3, and again on the unit of 2
Yep.
Plague Bearers, so just 1 more wound,
Saved
which
it.
is saved anyway. Cool. So that is Hero Phase. That is, that's the end of Hero Phase. I've got nothing else to do. So we'll do some moving. I'll pop my spawn out and Josh get rid of his 3 Plague Bearers from that unit there.
Yep.
And we'll come back after movement. All right, so end of the movement phase. Pinks and blues have come up here as far as they can. So they're going to try and do some shooting, possibly some charging. Over here, obviously we got rid of the dead Plague Bearers, the spawns there. This Screamer flew even faster than normal, all the way back from there to here. So I've got 3 to Josh's 2 at the moment on that one. So hopefully I'm going to get that one back as long as the plague bearers don't kill my spawn. That would be depressing. Over here, we're literally going to charge in and try and clear off that objective. But yeah, so we're going to go into, I'll roll out all the shooting, the really ineffectual shooting probably, because we didn't get the +1 spell off because there's not enough pinks to cast it. And the change caster is going to shoot at those dudes as well. And then we'll do some charging and see what gets in where. So end of the shooting phase, change caster is keeping up and he's not hit anything all game, I don't think. The pinks and blues together shot off four plague monks. So they've got a 7-inch charge. And we've got the blue scribes, the spawn and Kairos are all on a 3-inch charge. So we'll roll those guys out. So Kairos is in, the spawn is in, the blue scribes are in. And now the important one, which is the one we'll probably fail, is the pinks. And that's failed. So there we go. Yeah, which was expected, to be perfectly honest with you. I got no heroes, got no destiny dice, or no heroes within range anyway. So we'll go ahead and roll out the combats over there and the spawn over here. And we'll come back afterwards and see how Tzeentch manage. Alright, so end of the combat phase. This spawn did nothing. This spawn killed the one plague bearer over there, and Kairos went in and killed the other two. None of my stuff taken any wounds or anything like that kind of thing. So it means I've got 6 points. I've got the extra of having a hero and claiming it back, and the same having a hero and claiming it back. So it puts me 4 behind.
Yep.
Going into the roll off for turn 5.
Yep.
So if you get the turn, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I think it's your game. If I get the turn, there is a possibility. So I got a 4, Josh gets a 5. So I think it is Nurgle's game. I don't think I can come back, but we'll let Josh roll out his hero phase and see what happens. All right, so we've just talked it out, and because of the roll off, I don't think there's any way that I can come back and score enough points, because even if Josh doesn't do anything this turn, he's going to get 2 from that objective and 1 from that one. My turn, I'm going to get 2 from that one, 2 from that one. Even if I come on and kill enough to take that one, I'm only getting 2, which is going to put me 26 to his 27. The only play I had was to sort of get my blue scribes flying straight across to try and get it on the corner of the objective. But all Josh needs to do is move his great and clean one in the way, summon a little screen of 5 plague bearers just here, and there's no way I can get on that objective. I'm not taking that in any way, shape or form. Kairos going in, he's just not going to do enough to get rid of you have to get rid of all 20 bodies, basically. I haven't got enough summoning points, because Josh just isn't going to cast this turn. Even if I cast all my spells next turn, I'm going to be 1 below getting anything in anyway. So we've decided to call it there with a win for Nurgle. So we'll get the table tidied up and then we'll come back and tell you what we think. Right guys, so that's the end of the game. I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of things. I haven't done my Tzeentch for a couple of months, to be fair, and I think I was a bit too cagey at the beginning. I think if I'd have summoned 10 blues to turn earlier, I could have put a bit more pressure on the bodies. I think I was just waiting for those pinks, the way they're supposed to be going up. If I'd have got the double turn back, maybe going into 4.
Yeah, that would have definitely made a difference.
It would have kind of swung it a bit. But the 20 plague bearers on your objective, I was realistically never going to shift.
No.
And as soon as the plague bearers took off the enlightened, I've got nothing that's going to kill anything. Unfortunately, that enlightened is a key unit, and putting that spell with -1 to hit wound and save on them, even with the reroll on hits when they're hitting on 5s, it just neutered them right down. They still didn't do bad. They did like 13
they
plague monks.
they could have.
But without that, they would have probably blitzed through a vast majority of the unit. This is kind of what we're used to them doing. But obviously, lucky enough they weren't ignoring the rend because they weren't within 3 of the demons. But even if they'd gone through that, going into the plague bearers behind them, ignoring the rend. So I think there was plays. I think, like I say, if I got the double turn back, it was going out. But I think it just got away too quickly.
Yeah, I got a lot of points in that one turn where I got like 7 or something like that.
Yeah, you managed to get the heroes on, claim them back, and get the
Yeah.
bonus points to claim them back and getting the heroes on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just got away too quickly, really. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Obviously, a bit of a closer look at the Tzeentch army. If you want to go and check it out, there is a video up that gives you kind of a close-up overview of it. We got a couple more of those to come out. So I've done my Flesh Eater Courts. We got to get that one up, and then we got things like the Squigs. We've got a full list of what Josh has got Nurgle wise, your Bone Reapers.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be Slanesh next battle report.
Yeah, if you get enough painted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm working on my slaves still at the moment. All the slave stuff is based in exactly the same scheme and painted in the same sort of way as I've done my Tzeentch, so we can use a lot in and about that. This list has usually got Bellicor in it. Usually I haven't got the Vortex Beast or the Change Caster, I've got Bellicor in it. But obviously because there's a new model coming, and I don't think it's going to be the same points cost, looking at the size of him.
Yeah.
I think the list is going to have to work without Bellicor, so I thought I'd try it and see where we're kind of at with that, with a view to getting new Bellicor when he comes out, because he looks awesome.
Definitely.
I think that'll be two Bellicors, yeah, one each, I think. But yeah, we put up another video the other day, a couple of days ago, of Altharion versus Sigmar.
Yeah.
Rubbed that out a couple of times to see the best Swordmaster is. So that's in our videos, so go and check that one out, guys. But yeah, once again, hope you enjoyed it. If there's any comments, as always, drop them in. We read all of them. If there's anything you want us to do differently, we tried to explain a bit more the hero phase today.
Yeah.
So instead of just kind of doing it all and then reporting back, we tried to sort of roll some more onto camera. See if you guys like that format. It's a bit more difficult because you're trying to be conscious that you're recording, so you can't sort of make mistakes and go back, which is why we made a couple of them, which you went back and corrected and we told you about. So it depends. If you guys like that better, cool, we'll carry on doing it. If not, we'll go back to sort of how we were doing it before, where we give you an overview afterwards, and go from there. But yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, cheers.